buying the home you've always dreamed of for you and your family. Being able to buy that brand new car, the kind of car that has no miles, has that new car smell, and you're the first person to drive it. How about a new boat or jet ski? Or maybe it's being able to buy your own truck, become an owner-operator, and start a business of your own. Wouldn't it be great to walk into a beautiful car dealership like this and know you have the money and the credit to purchase just about any new car they have on the lot? Well, you'll be able to if you handle your finances correctly during your first year as a professional truck driver. Hi, I'm Meg from CVTA, the Commercial Vehicle Training Association. As a professional truck driver, you're going to be paid very well. As a new driver, you'll make more than $35,000 in your first year. And with a few years of experience, you can make $50,000, $60,000, even $70,000 a year. In our economy, it's not just enough to be making a good income. You also need to have good credit. In today's program, we're going to learn about the importance of good credit. We're going to learn how you can improve your credit, and most importantly, we're going to learn how to handle your money correctly during your first 6 months on the road. So come on, let's get started. Hi there, welcome to the CVTA Education Center. Do you know what credit is? Credit is simply borrowing money that you use to purchase the things you need and then paying it back at an agreed upon time. It could be a mortgage, a car loan, or an education loan. Credit is a pretty simple concept. What's more complicated is how they determine your credit or FICO score. A FICO score is a credit calculation that determines the likelihood that a person will pay back their loan. It's kind of like an adult version of your report card, and it has a huge impact on every financial transaction you make. Your credit is broken down into several categories, including payment history, amounts owed, length of credit history, new credit, and type of credit. These 5 categories are then used to determine your FICO score. So your FICO score, which can range from 500 to 850, is like a grade. And just like it was in school, the higher the number, the better the grade. If you have 760 and above, consider it great, like an A. 700 to 760 gets a B, 600 to 700 is a C, and below 600 would be considered a D or worse, depending on who's looking at it. So why is this grade so important? It's because your FICO score determines the interest rate that you pay on a loan. The lower your grade, the higher the interest rate. Think of it this way. Bad credit costs you money, lots of money. With a mortgage, just a few percentage points can cost you $100,000. On a car loan, it can be the difference between buying brand new or having to settle for somebody else's used car. If you're starting to get depressed, relax. I do have some good news. If your credit is not great right now, during your first year as a professional truck driver, you'll have a chance to make some major improvements. Now let's meet a couple and learn how they improve their situation. Have you ever driven by a car dealership and seen a brand new car or truck that you wished you had in your driveway? We all have. And like a lot of people, the only thing standing between Dave and Jesse and that brand new car was money and their credit.
Being able to buy a brand new car.
The kind of car that has no miles, still has that new car smell, and I'm the first person who ever drove it. That's something I always wanted to be able to do.
Meet David and Jesse Robbins. He's a professional truck driver who started his career with less than perfect credit.
We were probably like a lot of people out there. When we first got married, we really messed our credit up.
That's true. We made a lot of late payments, skipped some others, and applied for every credit card we could get. I figured if they sent us a credit card application, it meant we could afford it. It wasn't the smartest thing.
The truth is, by the time I applied for truck driving school, my credit was so messed up I couldn't even get in on my own. I had to have my parents co-sign on my loan.
They said we had a D or an F credit.
That was worse than my grades in high school, and that's hard to do. Seriously, it was embarrassing having such bad credit. But when I applied to be a professional truck driver, my admissions rep told me that it was a really good chance to make a lot of money and to get our credit back up.
Dave's driver manager said the same thing. He said if we would take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program to pay back his training loans, and if we would make sure to pay our bills on time for a year, our credit would really improve.
And that's exactly what happened.
Today, David and Jesse Robbins are getting a chance to finally get that brand new car. Not only can they afford their new car, but because they improved their credit, they were able to take advantage of the factory loan program, saving them thousands of dollars.
You smell that? That's new car smell.
It's clean. There's no stains on the carpet. I can't believe it's really ours.
Thanks to following the advice of his admissions representative and driver manager, David and Jesse Robbins are finally driving a brand new car. As a professional truck driver, they can now afford it. And because they improved their credit, they're going to be able to save thousands of dollars on cost of their new car. David and Jesse have a great story. How would you like to be the one buying the brand new car? A new boat? How about a new home? Well, you will be if you do things right. Right now, you're at a very important stage of your life. You're about to get started on a new, high-paying career, and you have an opportunity to correct any financial mistakes you may have made in the past. If you'll follow these steps, you'll not only improve your credit, but you could be saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest, and that's money you can put in your own pocket. The first step to saving thousands and improving your credit is to make sure you get your training loan paid off as quickly as possible. Here are several easy tips you can follow to get this done correctly and on time. Payroll deduction is the smartest and easiest way to get your loan paid off. By paying a few dollars out of each weekly paycheck, you'll get your loan paid off in advance, saving you hundreds on interest and improving your credit right away. Some of the best trucking companies to work for have a great benefit called tuition reimbursement. You'll sign up for this program at your driver orientation. Then when you're assigned to your own truck, your new employer will begin making payments towards your loan directly to your lender on your behalf. The combination of your weekly payments and tuition reimbursement will help you get your loan paid off quickly, saving you lots of money and interest. The next step to improving your financial situation is preparing yourself for your first job. Being on the road will be different, and if you follow these steps, you'll ensure your financial success. Once you're in your own truck, you'll start to earn a very good income. Your first real paycheck might be for $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 or more. That's a lot of money, and it can be tempting to blow it all at once, but don't do it. With that first big paycheck, you need to make sure your student loan and your monthly bills are all paid on time. Remember, this is your chance to get your financial life back in order, and besides, you'll be getting a great paycheck every week. Today's professional truck driver takes full advantage of technology to make sure that their bills are paid on time. You're probably used to sitting down and paying your bills by writing a check. You won't need to do that anymore. You can take care of paying all of your bills automatically. Services like direct deposit, online banking, bill pay, and ComCheck will help you make sure that everything is done on time. Now let's meet a couple who followed all these steps and see how they were able to take advantage of their improved credit. When you ask people what things are important to them, most will say the dream of owning their own home is near the top of the list.
We used to spend lots of our weekends driving around these neighborhoods, wishing we could afford one of these houses.
From the time we got married, I always thought we'd have a really nice home.
He actually promised me we'd have a really nice home.
Meet Robbie and Will Parker. Robbie's a hairstylist, and her husband Will is a professional over-the-road truck driver.
After we first got married, we rented a house from my parents. It wasn't that bad, but we really wanted a house of our own.
Wasn't that bad? We were living there to save money. He did not tell you about the leaking roof, the flooding basement. There were raccoons living in our attic.
Okay, it wasn't great, but it was cheap, wasn't it? And besides, we didn't have good enough credit to look for a new house anyway.
Will was working construction, landscaping, even driving a snowplow. They just weren't paying enough. We were getting further and further behind on our bills.
That was the main reason I decided to become a professional truck driver. First of all, the pay was a lot better. In fact, it was twice as much as what I was making in construction.
And we finally have good benefits.
And most importantly, my recruiter told me that if I stayed on the job and made my payments on time every month for a year, that it improved my credit, and it did.
Going through the new home closing process is something the Parkers always wanted to do.
I can't believe how many papers there are to sign.
And by the time Will had been on the road for a year, their credit had improved enough that they were finally able to buy their first new home.
In today's economy, your FICO score is really important. It determines the interest rate of your loan. And on a home purchase like this, the Parkers are saving thousands of dollars of interest every year.
We finally have our new kitchen and everything works.
And I finally got my big screen.
And our son has his own room.
Today, Will and Robbie Parker are the proud owners of the home they've always dreamed about. And they did it because Will followed the advice of his recruiter and driver manager and made sure he paid his training loan on time every month. Not only can they now afford their new house, but they're saving thousands on interest because they were able to get a good rate. Wow, we've really covered a lot of valuable information today. We've learned about credit and how you can improve your FICO score. We've learned about the importance of payroll deduction and tuition reimbursement. We've learned how to handle your first real paycheck. And we've learned that if you do all these things correctly during your first year on the job, you'll dramatically improve your financial situation. At the CVTA, we're committed to helping you not only become a successful professional truck driver, but we're committed to helping you and your family get the most out of life as well. If you'll follow these simple steps during your first year on the road, you'll be on your way to a great new career. For CVTA, I'm Meg. See you next time.
The CVTA associate members are committed to helping students get started in their new careers as professional truck drivers. It Pays to Pay has been brought to you in part by the generous support of Atlas Financial Group, Genesis Financial Solutions, Paramount Financial, TFC Credit Services, United Resource Systems, Vocational Recovery Services, and Paradigm Media Consultants.